Hello everyone. So I'm Siddhant Singh and welcome back for another session of Linux command. So today we are going to see some Linux command and like how this whole VMware system is going to work because this virtual machine is being hosted in Linux. So we need to, go through all the commands so like we can work with this particular system. So basically first we need to understand what is Linux. So Linux is basically is an operating system. It's like Windows or Mac. It's like an operating system, and it's very lightweight operating system. Like you can write commands and you can move here and there, and it's basically used for admin work. Like there is a lot of admin work being done in lot of industries. So for those purpose, we use Linux command. So to open the Linux in your system, first open the Cloudera like this and come this particular part, this particular box, black section. So this is called a terminal. You know, this is a terminal, Cloudera terminal. So it opens like that, and we can write down our all the commands like this. We can write our command and we can check like whatever it's there. So yeah, let's begin with the commands now. So yeah, so first command we are going to check is date command. So date command basically, so, so yeah, date command basically gives you the today's date. Let's say if I'm going to write date here, it just give me today's date like Friday 25 time and all in that. So this is the purpose of the command. And now let's check what the scale does. It basically gives you the current month with day, something like this. So yeah, and if we put something like this, cal dash 5, it gives you the specific error year and all the months like that. And to clear the screen, you can write clear. It just clear out everything, you know. So yeah, these are some basic commands. These are some basic commands. And let's say you wanted to check some specific year. Let's say you wanted to go through like some specific year. You can do that. You know, something like cal 2002. It will give you like what are the months and date of in that particular specific year. So let's check another one. If we wanted to check the particular month of that specific year, we can write something like this. You can write, 2 is for February, and if you write 4 for 2002, it's April. So it works like that. And if I write lot of gibberish here, then I can just press Control plus L. Wait, it's a PWD. So let's say we wrote lot of command here, you know, and like what is something like that, and you want to clear the screen. The shortcut for that is Control plus L. So the whole screen uh, got edit, got cleared. Now there is another command, exit command. This particular command, what it does, it just closes the terminal. So we can open again our VMware, and now what we can do is we can check the architecture of Linux file system. So basically, it has this particular root directory. Whenever you write slash like this, it is a root directory of that particular Linux. Linux is basically a tree system. you know in tree there is one root, and then there are branches falling out of it, and those branches are called files, and the topmost file is donated by this particular hash. So I hope it's clear. It's like a tree like structure where you have a root node on the top, and then branches are falling out of it, and those branches are your file, those branches are your directory. So something like that happened. So yeah. So there is another phenomena or concept, that is parent directory is represented by dot, and parent directory is represented by double dot. So basically the directory that we are in, it is represented by two two symbols. No, it is represented by two symbols, but the directory that we are sorry the directory that we are in is represented by one symbol, one dot, and the parent directory is represented by two dot. So yeah, it's like that. Now there is another uh, concept of pwd. Pwd is basically nothing. It's just like our working directory, like which directory are we in. So it's like that, like we are in home Cloudera. So it's like that. Now what is absolute path? There are two types of path in Linux. One is absolute path and second is relative path. So what is absolute path? Absolute path start with slash, and it is like complete address. Let's say if I ask your address, so your address is basically, let's say, flat one, some colony, and then state, pin code, and everything, like every minute detail is it in that particular address. That's called absolute path. So similarly in here also, like it starts from root, like it starts from my home, then it starts from Cloudera, something like this. So because it shows no such file in a directory, because there is no file. So basically, this home slash Cloudera, and then let's say there is one file, one. So this complete address, this particular complete address is this particular complete address is an absolute path. And relative path is basically in that particular current directory. Let's say I'm in file 1, and in file 1 there is another file, file 2. So this file 2, so this particular path is, relative path is just I'm writing a folder, and I'm inside that another folder. So I'm not writing the whole address. Like let's say you are I ask your address, and you say you live in that particular colony without giving me much detail of state, pin code. So you just said I lived in some XYZ colony instead of giving me whole address. So that particular thing is called relative path, because you didn't told me your entire address. You just just give me one specific information. So this particular thing is called relative path. Now I have already explained root directory is this, and this particular symbol is for home directory. This is my home directory. Right now I am in this particular directory, so this is my home directory. So yeah, let's discuss this particular command. This is an ls command. So this particular command we use for listing all our files. You know, when I write ls, so it's basically give me all the file in that particular system: desktop, document, download, eclipse, express, deployment.json, cabros, type, music, parcel. This all are file in this particular directory. So it just lists all the files in that particular directory. And if you write ls/a, it just lists all the files in the current directory, like in the file that I am in, including hidden files. You know, there are some files that are hidden that are not displayed. But if you type ls dot, slash a, it will display all the files in that particular system. So it works like that. And if we type ls.l, it basically gives you all the information, like when the file is created. Let's say this file is created in 2017, this particular 2007, October 23, September 4, and this is the size of that particular file, and who is the creator type, what is the name of the file. This kind of information you get by typing ls.ls L. So yeah, and if you wanted to list the file in sorted way, like sorted way means like um, it's created, like when it's created. So the latest file that will be created is going to be on the top. So it's work like that. If you wanted to display that, you need to use t command, and this particular lsr, it will give files in reverse fashion. you know you can check here, it starts from download, but this start from workspace, and downloads are here. Like this gives in reverse fashion of modification date. So yeah, now there are some commands which are like combination commands, like this. You take one command and you combine with another command. So basically I list all the files in reverse order. The dot slash r is a reverse. So let me go up where it is. So there are a lot of files, so it's not showing right now. So basically we can combine two commands also in this particular terminal. So yeah, now there are some file, there is some commands like touch commands. Touch commands basically used to create empty file. So if I write touch file 1, so it's create you know one file here. This file is here. you know you can see this file. So yeah, let me show you. So by writing this particular LTR, we basically checking the modification date and like when it's created. So this file is created in the end, so you can check that we have created this particular file. And by writing this, we can create multiple files also. File 2, file 3, file 4. I can create n number of files with this. You can see now. So these are the files. File 1, file 2, file 3, file 4. So you can see we have created a multiple file using touch command. So this basically used to create a file. Now, yes, you can create the timestamp also. Let's say I have created one file, touch file 5. and then I have I will list it. If I list it, so it's moving. If I list it, you can say check like 608 file 5. But if I type again file 5 and then I check again, oops, sorry, then I check again, so basically we can check, see that the timestamp is changed. So that's how it works. Actually the current timestamp is in milliseconds, so it's not printed right now, but if we waited for some time and checked, the timestamp will be changed. So we can change the timestamp also by writing, creating the same file again and again. Now we can create directory also, and I wanted you to create one directory here, that is Linux practice. So we have created one directory and we can check it now. So yeah, this is one directory here, and we can move to that particular directory. So when you type cd, it's just going to take you there. So yeah, and if you type this backslash, wait, let me check the directory we are in. Okay, we are in Linux only. Okay, okay. I need to Google something like how to go back in Linux. If you don't know any command, you can just type there. So basically, to go back in the directory, let me check. Okay, so this is the command to go back to the previous directory. Okay, let me check which directory we are in. We are in Linux directory. So if I type this, wait, oh, oh, this is not working. Why this is not working? Okay. Is there a space in between them? Okay, so there is a space in between them. So uh, let me write it down for you here. CD takes you back, and there is space in between CD and slash. So yeah, sometimes we also got confused, and whenever we get confused, we can open the Google and check things out, because it's impossible to remember everything. So it's always better to check things out. So yeah, now we are in parent directory, and the to move in our directory that we have created, we need to write cd linux practice, and we are in that particular directory. So yeah, so I wanted you to create this particular file, linux practice, so that you can practice your things out here. Now we can create multiple directories also, like directory 1, directory 2, directory 3, directory remove the space. 3 directory 4 directory 5. So when we going to check this out, all this directory has been created. So there are like multiple directories in this particular file. So now you can see we have created the multiple file in here, and let's say if you wanted to delete one directory, you can do that. Now let's check again. So basically RMDIR direct is basically RMDIR. What it does, it basically removes a directory, and by writing RMDIR dir1, we basically remove directory 1. So we can delete also things like that. And yeah, we have already seen this. So this is the similar kind of thing. This basically let's say I created one file. Sorry, create the file, touch file 1. So yeah, ls ltr, there is one file created. Now what we can do is by writing rm file 1, and if I type yes, I think it should be removed. Yes, it will ask you, do you want to remove this particular empty file? If you type yes, this will remove. So yeah, this is how we create a delete file and move. Now let's say we have this particular thing, file, and we want to move our directory 4 to directory 5. We want to move directory 4 to directory file. So basically how we do it, we basically write move directory 4 to directory 5. So when we check this out, when we check this out, this particular directory 4 is inside directory 5. We can confirm it. This is basically a cut paste. In Windows you do cut and then you paste somewhere. This is something like that. I just cut the directory 4 and I paste it in directory 5 by writing this particular command. So yeah, this particular command, move directory 4 and directory 5, like move directory 4 to directory 5. So now directory 4 is in directory 5. We can check that by moving to directory 5. So in directory 5, if we do else lsltr, we can check that our directory 4 is present there. So it works like that only. And so yeah, so this is a cut paste option. You can move files also in there, like you can create one file and you can move it to directory 5, directory 4, directory 3 by typing this particular move file. I will write down the command also here, like the command is move directory 1 to directory, let's write here source, directory source to directory destination. That will be making more sense, I think. Move directory source to directory destination. And similarly, you can move file source to directory destination. Like you can move the files also in and around. So yeah, I think there is another phenomena, copying file. you know we can copying multiple file. Let's say I created one file, touch file 1 and file 2. I created two files, and now when I check, there is file 1 and file 2, right? But now if I copy file 1 to file 2, and I'm going to type yes, and now so it's basically copied our file. So basically we have copied our file here. So yeah, it used to copy the file to directory. We can do that also, I think. Let's check that. Copy file 1 to directory 2. So when we go to directory 2 and we do LTR, oh, it doesn't, okay, it's up here. It has the file. So, it just copied the file, and this will not delete from initial source. When I do LTR here, the files are still present here because this is a copy command. This is not a move command. Move command is basically cut paste. MV is basically for cut paste, and CP is basically for copy paste. So yeah, these are some of the basic Linux command that we have discussed here, and these are very important because if we are going to work with this particular system, then we need to start practicing with this particular file, this particular whole software. So yeah, I end the session, and if you are interested in data engineering and you haven't seen my previous videos, I have uploaded it, like why we are using data engineering in part 1, SDFS session in part 2, and in part 3 I have basically discussed, like in part 3 what we have discussed. Okay, virtual machine installation in part 3, virtual machine installation. So this is part 1, part 2 and part 3. So basically you can go through this if you are new to this particular course. Data engineering is very good skill, and it's always always important to upgrade yourself so that you are going to be important for job market, and elevate your career. So yeah, that's it from my end of side today. Thank you. Please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.